What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Gen TV podcast. As always, your boy Ease.
Hey, on the sauce guy.
And before we start, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, comment, do all that shit you're supposed to do. We appreciate it. So, and it's free. So just do that.
Yeah, for sure.
But what's good, bro?
There's not much, man.
A lot going on, man.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in hip hop.
So let's get into it. So we asked you guys pretty much who's winning right now out of this beef, this rap world war.
Who's our candidates right now?
All right, so our candidates are obviously Drake.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Ross. Kendrick.
Yeah.
And when we asked the question, Kanye wasn't involved yet.
Right.
He just slid his way in. So all the answers that we're gonna read don't include Kanye because when we asked the question, he wasn't part of it. But at the end of this, we're gonna reveal who we think are in the lead.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
I bet.
All right. We asked you guys to rank the disses we got so far. Cortez said Drake, then Ross, then Kendrick, then Cole.
Okay. Drake, then Ross, then Kendrick,
then Cole.
Then Cole. Okay.
Okay. Cole's song was hard, but as a diss, it wasn't that hard. I could agree with that. It was. I thought it was a good song. I thought he said some good disses or had some good shit on it. But since the apology, it's all irrelevant. Since J. Cole apologized for his diss,
you have to include it, but it's like kind of just like
it's an
honorary mention.
Yeah, he just took the gas out of it.
Right.
Lewis Jordan wrote Drake, and then for second he said J. Cole. Okay. ABM Mike said Drake, Ross, Cole, Kendrick. Got Kendrick in last. Surprising to me.
Drake, Ross, Cole, and then Kendrick. Okay.
Got Kendrick in last. Dimitri wrote Kendrick, Drake, Ross, and Cole. So he's the first one to say Kendrick's winning this rap beef so far.
Okay. I mean, it's funny how everyone's putting Cole towards the bottom. I think.
Well, everyone's not putting Cole towards the bottom. Cole put himself there. The bottom.
I can see that.
Because he wouldn't have been dead last if it wasn't for his apology.
Okay. So who do you think would have been dead last?
Well, I'll save
you'll save that.
Let's save our answers. Then we can get more into it.
Okay.
Let's just read these answers off, and then we'll get into our answers. Okay. And lastly, Justine Vasquez says, "Like that was 5 bars, and he won." I'm seeing a lot of people say, are putting Kendrick number one because, like I said it before, I think Kendrick got the shock value.
Yeah.
I don't think what he said was that amazing.
Okay.
But it was out of nowhere.
Yeah. It was kind of like. Finally, it was said kind of thing. It's kind of like you see like two people beefing and like they hate each other, and then one person finally decides to like speak out and say something.
It's like you ever seen two people about to fight, but no one's swinging. It's always like, yo, you do it, you do it.
Yeah.
Kendrick did it. Kendrick took the first shot,
and
you always got to give that person credit. Whoever swings first, has got balls.
They had the bigger balls. Yeah,
but it doesn't mean they're gonna win the fight.
Nah, they took the first hit though.
Yeah,
you better make sure that first hit hits. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, you better hope it's a knockout punch.
It wasn't.
You don't think so?
All right, so let's get into ours.
Okay.
So before we start the episode, we wrote our answers down.
I don't know what he wrote. He doesn't know what I wrote.
Well, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
No, we just turn it over at the same time.
Same time? All right, let's face the camera. All right. Here's who I think is winning the rap beef so far.
Okay.
So I got Drake, Kendrick, Ross, Kanye, J. Cole.
So I didn't know we were doing Drake.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's winning that much.
Okay.
So who do you got?
I got Kendrick, Ross, Drake in the middle, Kanye, and then J. Cole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you think Kendrick's winning so far?
I think, honestly, like I said, I think what people are taking away is the actual song value, like the actual like record itself.
Okay.
I think I don't know where I heard this, but I think with every diss that drops, like that gets played more because it's like, it's almost as if like I said, it kind of has that effect of like back to back. And it's like where it's a good song, so despite it being an actual rap diss, like I think with J. Cole, his song was an actual rap diss, so it wouldn't have like too much replay value versus like Kendrick, like it has like a little bit more of like it's an actual song, so it's like not only is it a diss, but it's a quality song, so I think that gives it merit.
I think you're mixing it up a little bit. I think you're kind of complicated in a sense because you have to. So now there's two categories to me.
You think so?
Yeah, because now you're making it about a song and a diss. Because I think you have to judge it on two different things. I think as a song, yeah, Kendrick has the best diss song
Right.
in a sense. You know what I mean? Because it was actually produced by another producer, Metro Boomin, right?
Yeah.
It features Future. The overall song, it's a good song, right?
Right.
Take away the diss, the song is just as good.
No, I think the song gives it points. Honestly, I think for me, like I said, I think that there is an actual value in a song being a great song. You know, a diss track being a good song. I think that's what kind of gives it the push and the replay. So not only, like I said, it's not only is it dropping like straight bars and you know all of that shit, like airing another person out, but like people say that Pusha T won versus Drake's thing, right?
Yeah.
But Pusha T's song, even though he won, it gets no plays. You feel me? It's just like
no,
it's a better shot.
But neither do Drake's disses towards Pusha T at the time get any plays. Those disses came and went.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They're kind of like just like, but they're just disses, you know. Like it's like
I think the point of a diss isn't like for replay value.
Right.
I think it's just to get your message out. Like I'm better than you.
Not only that, but I think absolutely replay value matters because it's like the more think about it. Like if you're a person that is beefing with another person, do you want to constantly hear their song being played when you're out? Do you want to hear people kind of pushing the song?
I understand. I understand that aspect. I'm not denying that. I just think that's just two different qualifications to judge.
Really, I would group it. Me personally, for me, my disses. I'm not a hip hop purist, but like from my disses,
not that I am either. You just...
right. But for my disses, I like my disses to like have like a good replay value. You know, like if I'm gonna listen to it, I wanna at least enjoy the song. I think J. Cole did do a good job. You know, I think he did through some straight shots. I think Kendrick kind of just like, you know, spoke a lot of metaphorically and like, you know, you kind of had to.
That wasn't that metaphorical song. That was like one of his more straight up songs.
No, but what it is like, even for example, right? I was talking to an older lady today that kind of not today, but this week that kind of knows about Kendrick and J. Cole and all of that. Okay. And I played the song for her, and she was like, "I didn't hear it at this," and I'm like. You have to kind of know For the Dogs and listen to For the Dogs and then know the correlation between the two to say, okay, like this is a direct jab for her. Whereas I played a J. Cole song for her and she's like, oh, like he's going directly gunning for him. You feel me? Like it's like almost like a straight shot, like he's throwing straight punches. So I think like Kendrick tends to do like a little bit more of like a metaphorical like.
No, I know. I understand
gymnastics, you know.
Typically in his music, he does do it. This is one of his most straight up songs. I don't think there was subbing. Like,
Knowing Kendrick is one of his straight up songs. But
that's what I'm saying. Like there was no like metaphors, the deep shits that us non Kendrick fans are too dumb to comprehend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My problem with you ranking Kendrick's song as number one is it's not his song.
Yeah, it's not. I think that discredits him a little bit.
But that's my point, though. Right?
That discredits him a little bit.
It's like it's a well produced song.
Right.
It's not like. Drake and Ross, right? They came up with something like days later.
Yeah.
They didn't go in
directly
they didn't go in the studio, run it back, do this over, you know, because like I said, it's like if DJ Khaled produces Drake's diss, it'd be like what this is.
You know what's crazy? I was gonna comment it under the Facebook comment. I decided to save it, not knowing that we were gonna talk about this today, right? And I was gonna put Ross first for that reason. Okay. Because I think that with this one, Kendrick's like you said, Kendrick's song isn't a straight diss song. It's like a diss verse, you know.
Yeah.
And I do want to give him credit for the actual production of this song. So to me, which you may not agree with, I think he's in the lead for my top.
But you got to give credit to fucking Metro Boomin. That's what it really is, yo. Because you gotta tie it to them. Because Future and him made the song, and he just jumped on it.
Yeah, but Metro Boomin and Future didn't write his lyrics. You feel me?
No, I'm not saying that, right. But I'm just saying, as an overall song and replay value, it's not because of Kendrick.
It is because Kendrick could have chose.
No, I'm not, but he helps it. I'm not saying he doesn't help it.
Right.
But like I said, if you listen to the whole album, right, take away the Kendrick verse, that's still one of the best songs on the album because the fucking beat is just insane.
Insane, yeah.
It's one of the best beats on. It's the best beat on the album.
Right. But I'm saying if you take away Kendrick's album or take away Kendrick's verse, or even if you add Kendrick's verse in there and him not throwing a shot about them, it would not be getting as much play as it does right now. I think it would be a great song.
No, it's definitely helping. Right. I just think it would still be the number one song on the album.
I mean, possibly. Yeah, possibly. I think it would kind of be like what Carnival is to what's his name thing to Kanye's album.
Vultures.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a great song, but I think this is what's fueling it to be in
It's a great song,
potential.
and then Kendrick just put a little bit, extra little
because he
zone. Like,
he could have rapped about anything. You feel me? He could have said anything, and like it would have been a good song. But I think like with this, I got to give him the credit for kind of making it what it is right now.
So I mean, like I said, I can't give it to him because it's not a full diss, and it's produced. So when he drops his actual diss, that's what I'll really judge him on.
Right.
Or if he drops, I mean, that's been a fucking minute.
Yeah.
So all right, you got Ross second.
Oh, so which first? Why do you think Drake? Why do you think Drake is first?
Here's my issue with everyone coming at Drake. Right?
Yeah.
Is it doesn't even like here's where y'all fucked up. It doesn't matter if Drake loses it anymore because it's not a one-on-one fight. It's one thing. It's like if you go see someone fight and they lose straight up against one person, it's like, all right, you got your ass beat. That's just there's no ifs. You know what I'm saying? There's no conclusion. There's no there's no rebuttal. My thing is, if you see someone getting jumped and they get a couple hits in, you're still gonna like, oh, that dude's got fucking hands. Hard.
Right.
This is my issue with everyone coming at Drake is like now we can't even really judge him fairly because he's getting jumped. He's holding his own.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even if he loses at this point, it's not even a real loss because y'all needed everyone. It's like they fucking made they made an Avengers, the rap Avengers.
They rallied everybody together.
That's why everyone's calling fucking Drake Thanos now because it's like they needed everyone to take this guy out.
But you know what's funny? I honestly think that's the reason why I think I'm looking at it in a different light than you. I actually made a post. I was driving the other day and I made a post saying that Drake is going to win. I predict that Drake is going to win the battle, but he's going to lose the war, right? Because I feel like because everybody's coming at him, I feel like if it was one-on-one, it would have been a much better fight. You feel me? It would have been a much better rap beef between like each person that's coming out. It would have been more entertaining, right? But because he pretty much has to attack all 5 of them, I don't even know what his plan of action is. You know, like is he gonna drop like one diss and like add give them each of them a verse, or is he gonna do like separate diss for each person? So it's like I think with so many people kind of coming at him at one time, I think it's gonna kind of be to his detriment. And I think that this battle kind of has no real bearings for him. And I don't even think, to me personally, I don't even think he should do it because it's like kind of one of those things where,
Too late now.
It is too late now. But I think he should kind of just like take a step back out of it because what's going to happen is like, okay, him being the top guy, right? He beats all, it's kind of like, look at it like the whole Jake Paul and fucking Mike Tyson fight, right? Okay. That's coming up.
Which I think Jake Paul's going to win, by the way.
So imagine Drake is Jake Paul, right? If Jake Paul fucking loses to Mike Tyson, then he's gonna be like, damn, you got beat by an old nigga. If Jake Paul,
you got beat by the greatest,
right? But he's still old, you know. You feel me? You got beat by an old nigga. Yeah, he's great, but he got beat by an older guy. And if Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson, people are gonna say, well, that's expected because Jake Paul is a much younger fighter and whatever. So I think that like with this rap battle, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like it's really like no winning for Drake in this situation. I feel like for him, it's gonna be. I can see you itching to disagree with me.
Okay, yes.
But I can see
God.
I can see him like I can see this rap battle kind of doing him no good to where it's like, okay, he beats all of them and then it's like, now what? Like, but I feel like people are still gonna discredit him as just being like, oh well, this is the reason why he beat them, or oh, this is the reason why like they lost, like he lost. You know, I feel like he shouldn't really have like, I don't know, I just don't think that this beef is worth it in a sense, you know?
As always, terrible analogy.
Okay.
Terrible.
No, how is that? That's a great correlation.
It's not.
Okay.
Terrible. Molly, so here's where I disagree, right? So yes, Drake is like the biggest one out of them, right?
Yeah.
Because his fan base is just larger because he just reaches other people because he does so many genres of music. But as a rapper, he's been questioned for so long.
Right.
Because of the ghostwriting allegations, right?
Yeah.
So this is his chance to prove it because people are they want him to fail.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I wonder, it's like, are you a Kendrick fan or are you a Drake hater?
Yeah.
Because you don't really, like it's been said before, you don't hear Kendrick fans unless it's something
shitting on Drake, right?
So I think this is a good opportunity for Drake if he wins because he got demoted as an MC after Pusha T. So not as an artist, as an MC. So this is his chance to kind of get back up there where it's like, okay, this guy can still rap. He makes these R&B songs. He makes these other songs. But as a rapper, like, you can't question him. He gets I mean, you just hear all throughout the timeline, right? On Twitter or X, Facebook, right?
Mhm.
It's just everyone questioning him as a rapper.
Yeah.
Not an artist. You can't deny him as an artist.
Right.
You have questions about him as a rapper.
Right.
So I think this is a good opportunity for him to shut people the fuck up. I think after this, he should never respond to another rap beef at all.
To be quite honest with you, I don't even think this is going to shut people up, which is why I say that it's
well,
really not worth it.
Yo, because haters are haters.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the fuck. Yo, Kendrick himself can come out like, this guy's just better than me.
He's better than me. And no one,
people like, no, Kendrick doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Exactly my point. You feel me? And honestly, I think J. Cole is a better rapper than all three of them. You feel me? I think like J. Cole would be the top guy if he didn't fucking bitched out. But like at the end of the day, I think like with Drake, to me, I think it's just kind of like pointless for me. You know, I think that people are gonna hate on him regardless. They're gonna shit on him no matter what he drops. So number 2, I gave it to Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ross
so
has.
Ross to me was, I mean, technically third.
Okay.
So my number 1, Drake. I just thought his first diss was actually dope. I thought he, like, the way he just kind of sectioned everybody out.
Okay.
I thought Metro Boomin got it the fucking worst. That was the funniest line to me.
You're such a whole ass.
Nah, that was just, yo, go make some fucking drums.
Go make some beats, nigga.
Yeah, it's like, yo, it was just disrespectful.
Really? I thought it was corny.
Nah, I think as like someone that's all you really do. Someone just telling you to shut the fuck up and go do it,
right?
Because you just have nothing else. It's like you gotta really like think about like the.
I didn't look at it like
disrespect like that.
No, I didn't look at it like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's like, okay, well, I was gonna make some drums. I'm not doing it because
you told me to. Yeah. You know, now that you say that, I can see the disrespect in it, but I honestly first listened to it, or not even first, all of my listens to it, I'm like, why would he put that in there? Like, you could have come up with nothing better than that, but I can see that.
It was a gut punch.
You think so? Like, nigga, you're good for nothing. Like, go fetch me my water type shit.
Yeah. I thought the Rick Ross line was okay. I thought him telling just like, yo, worry about the fuck's going on with Diddy.
I didn't hear him. I don't remember that one.
So there's kind of different versions of the diss.
Yeah.
I think on the final one it got taken out.
Okay.
I bet he just doesn't want to even use that word in it.
Yeah.
Just because everything's going on with that
Right.
guy. I thought
why would he correlate Rick Ross to Diddy?
I don't know. I think they just done a lot of shit together.
Okay.
Like more business shit.
Okay. Now to me, I think Drake's diss was like, it was okay. You know, I do feel, and maybe it's because I've been watching like a lot of DJ Academics videos lately. I do feel like it seems like Drake has something in the chamber ready to like explode this whole shit.
I think this was like a triple, whatever people like calling the word jab nowadays when it comes to rap. It was like, all right, you get a jab, you get a jab, you get a jab. And there was no power punches in the thing. Because he just baited everyone. It's like, you know what? I'm going to address everyone that's involved in this shit. Yeah. Travis Scott, you're getting a fucking stray.
Travis got a stray too?
Yeah. I mean, I'm questioning if you fucking listened
to
it.
I did listen to it. I heard him drop his name, but I didn't really understand the correlation.
He said Travis Scott is bigger than Kendrick.
Okay.
But later on, he's like, yo, yeah, that was some slick shit asking him to play at Rolling Loud.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
He called it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He really aired shit out.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. Yeah, the thing about, I think Drake's disses are, sometimes he talks about shit that like is very personal to the person that's targeted. Right. That we don't
even have an idea of.
It's like it's like rich disses where it's like, okay.
Like, it's like.
Yo, because at first, the push-up thing, it made no sense to me. Right. Drop and give me 50. And then like you started hearing like, oh, it's because Kendrick has to pay 50% of everything he makes to his company.
Really? That's why?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. Bro, I, where do you get this inside information from?
I just like, I'm on the vlogs and I'm reading all this shit.
Why does he have to give 50% of what he made?
That was just his contract.
That's a fucking terrible contract.
That's the point of dropping. Right.
That's crazy.
Right, is he moving up a little bit to you?
All right, maybe.
Yo, you gotta see. Yo, you gotta watch the full fucking breakdown of the song. You're gonna be like, oh, like, okay, I wouldn't have got this. This makes.
You see, I'm taking it as like my interpretation, which is like you said just now. It's like if you're not aware of the things that's happening, it's like kind of just goes over your head a little bit. So I'm judging it based off of the bars, based off of the stuff he's saying, the stuff that's like knowledge to me.
Watch the Drake diss breakdown.
Okay,
like one of the guys, there's a couple on YouTube. he goes like bar by bar, and it's like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
This is
I'm gonna definitely do some homework after this.
This is mean.
All right. So maybe we might have to revamp this, guys. Don't judge me based off of this quite yet. But
So-
for me, I like Ross's thing. I think it was like really, it was more comical than anything else.
So my issue with Ross's diss, I just thought it was corny.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I thought he didn't have any real bars or lyrics.
Okay.
I thought the best bar in the Ross diss was when he said, "Yo, you're leaking shit. We're doing directed shit." You know what I mean? Which, yeah, I thought, if Drake just leaked his diss, which I think he did. I think he did leak the diss just to kind of see what the feedback was going to be before he claimed it. Because there was all those AI rumors when it first came out, right? And when people were like, "Oh shit, this is pretty fire,"
Yeah.
he's like, "All right, it wasn't me." Obviously he's not going to admit that shit. I think he did like, "Yo, let me read the room. Let me drop this shit.
Let me throw it out
see what
there.
everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, they fucking with it."
All right.
That's
right.
No, because if it got bad like publicity, it was like this shit's whack as fuck.
Yeah.
I think he'd be like, "Yo, that's AI."
Yeah.
I don't know. That ain't me.
Right. But I can see that.
Yo,
That's a Drake action right there. That's some Drake
the thing
shit.
about the Ross diss to me, other than like one or two lines, I just thought. I thought I honestly, just like, all right, in the Drake diss, I didn't like that he kept calling Kendrick short.
Right.
Because I don't like low hanging fruit disses.
Okay.
It's like, okay, the guy's short. You're a little taller than him. Okay, it's like that's like grade school diss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like this kind of like, okay. I didn't like the Ross like playing the whole
Your white kind of thing.
White boy. It's like, I mean, he wasn't a white boy when he was making like bangers with you. Right now, it's like, yo, give me something new. Give me something we're not expecting instead of just saying like, all right, white boy.
He did air out that him and Future or French had been beefing, and I didn't even know that.
So I'm still confused about that, about the cease and desist.
Mhm.
So somebody that works at Apple Music confirmed it.
Oh, really?
Drake
Okay.
did send French Montana a cease and desist letter for the verse. He didn't want out. The guy
What's on French's album?
Yeah, the one that just came out, the
really?
mixtape that came out.
I've heard something about that, but I didn't really look too
I actually heard
deep
the verse.
into
It's
it.
pretty dope verse.
Really?
Drake verse.
I wonder why he would why he didn't want it to drop.
I don't know. So the guy that from Apple Music said, I thought it was a joke. Like, I just thought like Drake did it as a joke. I'm not judging that until I hear French Montana speak on it.
Right.
Because I don't know. Is it a joke? Did French Montana take it as like this is some fucked up shit?
Right.
So
I mean, he had to been for Rick Ross to take offense to it. So how did it make it to Rick Ross?
I thought Rick Ross choosing or going against Drake because of this was corny. Because my thing was, where were you when fucking Meek Mill was getting slaughtered? And that's your artist.
That's a big fucking. That's a big take that a lot of people have been saying.
That's cornball shit to me.
Right.
It's like, all right, so you just been hating and looking for a reason for a minute now.
You kind of been just sitting back and just like not really speaking up.
Because you shouldn't have been.
You're not saying it with your chest.
Because if Meek Mill was your artist under MMG,
you should have said fuck Drake a minute ago.
Yeah, you should have been cut the guy off, right? If like that's your man. Meek Mill is your guy. You guys just dropped a project last year together,
right?
But this is where you choose to draw the line
to support French Montana.
What the fuck? I know French Montana and Rick Ross got a couple songs, but like,
right?
Obviously, y'all relationship could be way tighter behind the scenes than we know. But like, what the fuck y'all got going on?
I mean, secondly, do you think that I guess in reverse, Lil Wayne being Drake's, I guess, whatever you want to call him, right? Rick Ross tends to like support Lil Wayne a lot in comparison to like Birdman. Do you think that Lil Wayne has rights to like pull himself away from Rick Ross now because of this whole beef that's going on between them?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So my thing is, I think Lil Wayne's a rapper, and I think he respects hip hop. But to him, this is probably like, all right, this is part of the rap game. I've been in some beefs, and now this is just another beef. Unless I get brought into it, I got nothing to do with it. I'm cool with you. I'm cool with him. I'm gonna let y'all handle it.
Now, why do you think that that's a different narrative than the Rick Ross situation? Because maybe Rick Ross is under the same impression.
I think that's why I think the Rick Ross diss is corny, because I don't. From all we know, right? This is speculative because there could be other. For all we know, right? Drake just could be a fucking shitty person.
Which a lot of people are saying.
He could just be like the worst guy ever. He could be just doing really fucked up shit to all his rapper friends, and this is why they're all doing this, and they're just fed up with it, right? We don't know that. Right? That's just a speculation. So from what we know right now, this is a corny reason for Rick Ross to go against Drake.
Okay.
In my opinion, because
I mean, maybe it's just like some personal shit. Like it's like kind of like the situation like we just talked about.
Yeah,
with,
but now we're speculating, right?
Hmm?
But now we're getting to speculative shit. We don't know, right? Because all we know right now is Rick Ross decided to dish Drake because
based off of the French
Montana system. That's all we know.
Right.
It could be deeper, but we can't really judge it off that, right?
Right.
If that's all it is, I think that's corny.
No, but what I'm saying is that with Rick Ross not jumping in to support Meek Mill, Rick Ross has the same ideology that you just said. It's like, okay, maybe this is rap, and let me see what you like. I understand the rap game, and I'm gonna let you beef. Kind of like the same way how Lil Wayne wouldn't disassociate himself from Rick Ross because it's like, okay, this is rap, and I'm just gonna let you beef. You know, so maybe we can't shit on Rick Ross for not assisting Meek Mill or siding with Meek Mill because of the fact
that keep the energy though. That's all I'm saying.
Really,
because I just said like at the end of the day, like that was your main. Like from what we know, Meek Mill and Rick Ross are fucking good friends.
Yeah,
right? That's little bro, big bro type.
Right.
French Montana is like he sings like a casual friend to you.
Right.
Like it's not but it's what this reminds me of is like if I don't like you, right? But I just don't like you.
Yeah.
But I don't have a reason not to like you, right?
And I just find a reason.
Yeah. Now it's like this guy right here who I'm kind of cool with, y'all are beefing. It's like okay, I'm just gonna fucking tag team with him because I've been looking for a reason.
Right.
Like I've been praying to God, give me something to hate this man for. Right. I think this is what it is. And then I think the overall disc was just like, okay, white boy, but it's like.
I think it was a good song. I actually like it. Like I said,
it was a typical Rick Ross song. Right. It was rich.
It was real smooth.
Rich shit.
Yeah, it was like really
rich
smooth.
Guy shit. I don't understand.
I like it.
Yeah, marble floors, whatever.
It was the most, to me, it's very palatable. So for me, I liked it a lot. Drake, I put him as number 3. I think he's like kind of doing okay. You know, I think he's like holding his own. Okay. I wouldn't say like, for me personally, like I've seen anything from him that kind of puts him above anyone else. You know, I think he's just kind of just maintaining. I feel like he has like a nice balance of like a good song, which is important to me, and also like some jabs that he's throwing at these other artists also. So for me, I put him like kind of just mid. Like he's like, all right, you know.
I mean, so do you put Ross up there as a song or as a diss?
I put Ross up there as a song and a diss because I feel like he threw a direct shot.
But I guess what bar really stood out to you that said like, okay, this
it wouldn't be an overall bar. Like I feel like, you know, I don't dissect each bar by bar, you know, to say, okay, like this is a great song because of this bar. To me, it's like, okay, overall as a project, it's a good song. It's a good thing.
To me, it's like, what about Ross's song? Like, just like summarize it for me. Like, all right, what did you get out of it? It's like, okay, he really dissed fucking Drake with this shit.
Actually, he just came at Drake. Like, I feel like that's the quality of it for me. You feel me? Like, it's not so much of like, okay, he picked on his mom or he talked about 40 having a sickness or some shit. You know, it's like, for me personally, I think that when Ross do it, when someone drops a diss, for me, I'm looking at it as, well, not only what they're saying, but also as a song as well. Okay. You feel me? So to me, I think comparing everything that's dropped, to me, I think he's a little bit above Drake. Me personally, like I actually enjoy listening to it.
And then one of the bars that I didn't like in the Rick Ross diss was when he said, "I'm richer than Drake."
Yeah.
Because my thing was like, so I went and Googled this shit, right? I Googled their net worth, which could be false. I don't know, but that's all we have to base it on. And Rick Ross's net worth was 150 mil, which I was damn, I didn't even know he was that rich.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was way more.
Well, I mean, 150 mil is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I mean, with all his businesses and his partnerships, I would expect it to be much higher.
I think sometimes we get used to these people being so rich that we don't appreciate that 150 mil
is a lot of money.
It's insane.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how much Rick Ross' net worth is according to Google, and then Drake's was 250. So it's like, I don't like the capping when you do this shit.
See, but you can't go based off of that because even
that's
with
what I'm saying, that's all we have to.
He went on what show was that where he had Meek Mill up there and they were like, so Google says your net worth is such and such. He laughed in her face and he was like, okay, like if you think that's my net worth, then that's my net worth kind of thing. So I don't think we would actually have an idea of like what their actual money value is.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's just all we have to go off. I still do think Drake is richer than this guy.
I think it's a clear thing that Drake is richer.
But why would you?
If it would be somebody, I wouldn't put it past Rick Ross. If if there was to be somebody that's richer than Drake in this whole feud, I wouldn't put it past Rick Ross. Okay. Maybe Kanye. But I feel like because of that whole
Now,
brand deal,
I think Kanye might clear them all of them.
with the whole brand, even losing the brand deal. Okay.
I think money wise, yeah, I think he clears them all.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think before that, yes, I would have confidently say that. After that, I can't confidently say.
So then like when I don't know, like Ross's dish just kind of gave me like he was just saying shit. Like I don't even know if it was like the fake abs thing. I mean, like that's come out before.
Yeah, that's been speculative before.
Like the nose job.
The nose.
It's like
I don't know.
Yo, Rick Ross's diss was giving me like Shade Room TMZ vibes. It's like, yo,
Right.
he just read some shit on like Twitter. It's like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna just go with it. And I know enough people hate this man enough that they'll believe whatever I say anyway.
What I do like though, and I gotta give Ross credit, is for his outside of music trolling that he's been doing lately.
No, that is killing.
Yeah, that I do. I do like the trolling people outside of there and like kind of just not picking on, but like baiting them into like responding. You know.
Well, because you look stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's like I think it's dope. You know. I think I think that's what
Okay.
what Drake did with the whole Meek Mill thing that kind of pushed him ahead too. Like he not only did he drop the verse, but there was also like a lot of memes and stuff that kind of fueled that his standing in that battle.
All right, you got Kanye fourth.
Yeah, I'll give Kanye it. I think great song. It kind of gave me Carnival vibes, but I don't think he said anything at all.
Well, I thought he did a lot of fucking capping on the song.
Really?
This is what I mean. I don't like the line. You know, that's my issue with it. So what did Kanye say? I actually wrote it down. So on Kanye's diss track on the Like That remix, y'all so out of sight, out of mind. I can't even think of a Drake line. Come on, man. Play J. Cole, get the pussy dry. Play this shit back 130 times. I thought I don't think he meant any of that.
I don't think any of the lyrics from him were just meaningful at all. Like to me personally.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just like it's a clear lie. Like you don't believe it.
What?
Like
play J. Cole back?
No, I don't like. You can't think of one Drake line.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I mean,
play J. Cole, get the bitches dry. It's just like everyone likes these two guys. You know? Like, they're like collectively well liked rappers.
I didn't even know Kanye and J. Cole had a situation going on.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. This is what makes Kanye corny to me. I think the attention's away from Kanye right now, and I think Kanye, for some reason, I think he wants to be Drake's friend so bad.
You think so? By fucking Drake over?
What?
By fucking Drake over?
Yo, and I watched like part of the Kanye and Justin LeBoy interview. And Kanye was like, "Yo, Drake's just mad because he just wants to." I forgot. Essentially, it just gave to me. He's like, "Yo, I just want to hang out with this guy."
Really not. From my understanding, it seems like the beef between Kanye and Drake was like Drake went over to help him like write a song or something like that, and then the song never ended up. I guess Drake and him were supposed to work on a song together, and all Kanye pretty much just used him to work on his project
the doop diddy do.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
diddy, whatever.
Whatever the fuck. And ended up just kind of like wasting his time in that sense. And I think it was like a lot of to me it just seemed like a lot of games being played from my understanding. You know?
No, I think from Kanye. I don't know. It just seems like, yo, first of all, you're not relevant in this whole rap, right? You just want to be a part of it. I just don't think the light was on Kanye. He's like, yo, like I get media attention every fucking week.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all been on this Drake rap beef and Kendrick rap beef for a month now. Like no one's talking about me enough.
Right.
So what the fuck do I got to do? I got to insert myself in here.
I think he definitely did insert himself unwarranted. I mean, we all know that Drake and Kanye have like a terrible relationship with each other, you know. But I think no one ever looks at Kanye as being lyrical. So it's like for him to even jump into this, it's like, okay, you made a great production of a song, but then like there's no follow through. You know, like there's nothing to it. It kind of just like it's like catching water with your hand. You know, it's like there's nothing there, right? It was a terrible thing.
And then you got J. Cole last.
Yeah, I got J. Cole.
That's your last. Your last two is the only two I agree with.
Right.
we got that.
Yeah, we matched up with that one.
I mean, at the end of the day, yo, the apology will forever seal J. Cole.
I mean, so if J. Cole didn't apologize, going back to the original question, where do you think he would stand?
I'd put Drake. I put Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, Ross, Kanye.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would put Kendrick, J. Cole, Ross, Drake. Yeah.
I mean, so who I think is winning right now? I think Drake, Kendrick, Ross, Kanye, J. Cole. I think I'm so fucking surprised at Drake.
Really?
I told you, I thought this guy had like rap PTSD.
He was
I
gonna
didn't
back
think
up.
he was gonna drop a dish.
Yeah.
And then to double down,
Right.
so first he dropped Push Ups, and now he dropped Tailor Made.
Yeah.
Which it's been a split. You know, some people are feeling it, some people aren't
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
it. I'm on the side that I'm feeling it.
Really?
But I'm feeling it because the originality of it, the creativity. Because there's so many Drake songs that come out and people are like, is this AI? Is this not? I think he just thought, let me I'm gonna show you guys AI.
Right.
And then
I don't understand why add Tupac and why add Snoop Dogg.
this is what I mean. Sometimes I don't think you're dead tapped in.
Why?
What are Tupac and Snoop Dogg like really known for?
Being on the West Coast, I don't know.
West Coast rappers,
Right.
L.A., Compton. You know what I'm saying? All
Right.
that shit, right? That's like they're like Jay-Z and Biggie have the East Coast.
East Coast,
they're
yeah.
the biggest things out of the East Coast, right? And then the West Coast is Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Right.
So, but who took the mantle on after them?
Kendrick. Right.
So I mean, if you listen to this, he's pretty much saying like, yo, in which some people don't even fucking realize it's like it's really Drake rapping
Right.
with the AI Tupac sound. Some people are like, yo, like how the fuck they do this? Like it's not really Tupac. It's, like,
Right.
It's not really Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, right.
They didn't join the beef.
Obviously, he had to get Snoop Dogg's approval on that shit.
He didn't.
No?
Yo, Snoop Dogg didn't know until he woke up and people were calling him. Yo, Snoop Dogg came out on social media like, yo, I didn't know what the fuck is going on.
Snoop Dogg just got dragged into this
Pretty
shit.
much, yeah.
I thought, Drake, come on, man. Like, you didn't learn your lesson from Vogue, like, not getting approval for shit. Like,
This is why I think he's so much richer than Rick Ross. He's like, I'll take the lawsuit.
he's like, whatever.
Yeah, nothing.
Damn. To fucking drag Snoop into this?
Yo, but then to write those verses like it was them, kind of depending on Kendrick to like, keep the West Coast alive.
Right.
We passed on the torch to you and you're letting us down. I was like, yo,
I'm still laughing at Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg probably woke up and was like, what the fuck?
You gotta know, that's what he said. You gotta watch the video. He's like, yo, I didn't know what was going on.
That's fucking hilarious, bro. That's funny as fuck.
Yo, but that's what I mean. To me, this is like, what, like this guy, yo, he's not fucking around anymore.
You know what's hilarious though? 50 Cent with a post that was like, oh no, I've seen this before. Take the warning signs or something like that. Under Drake dropping that second one,
yeah.
He was pretty much telling Kendrick like, yo, take the warning sign. I've seen this play out this movie before. I don't know. I mean, if you got 50 Cent cosign, I think that's a big cosign because 50 Cent hate fucking everybody.
He's like the king of rap beef.
Right. Hates everybody, nigga. Yeah. But I mean, in the news of rap beefs, we also got Chris Brown attacking Quavo too.
That's not a rap beef. That's a fucking rap manslaughter.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, yo. What?
Because people be forgetting that Chris Brown can spit.
Yo,
bro.
so I'll put it like this. This Drake, Kendrick, Rick Ross, J. Cole beef, right?
Right.
This is a rap beef. These guys don't hate each other enough. You know what I mean? This is strictly hip hop. From all we know. I don't think there's too much personal shit going on.
Yeah.
This Chris Brown and Quavo beef is personal. So yo,
what does it stem from?
Yo, let's talk about Quavo's diss first. Was it what's it called? Tender.
Okay.
It's a. I wouldn't know it was a diss if it wasn't like told to me.
I didn't even know that he dissed him.
Yeah, it's an okay Quavo song.
Okay.
It's just like he pretty much talks about Chris Brown being on drugs, which those rumors have been around forever. The guy be coked out,
Right.
and beating women.
This dropped recently.
Last week.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that one. I didn't know that he dropped that.
So talks about him beating women and how he, just pretty much lost his girl and Quavo got her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said.
Oh, I thought Chris Brown came with the blue with this shit.
No, well, Chris Brown initiated it by on his 1111 Deluxe project where he kind of ignites the diss, and he calls Quavo out.
Really?
Quavo drops this, and then Chris Brown
fucking cooks him.
Drops the weakest link. That's the hardest diss out right now.
Nah,
if we're going off diss songs, Chris Brown's got the number one diss song to me right now.
Bro, I've been watching Chris Brown do these like freestyles on these other platforms for a minute. I'm like, damn, this guy could really fucking spit. And now he's going after Quavo. It's like he's kind of showcasing it to the world. Like, cause I'm not gonna lie, I forgot. that he could rap like that. You feel me? Like because when he was rapping before, I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty hard. But he's a singer, so you just kind of put him into this box. So for him to come out now and like start rapping, it's like,
nah, but
okay.
Yo, my thing is Quavo doesn't hate Chris Brown enough, like how Chris Brown hates Quavo.
Okay.
This is like Chris Brown wants to fight this man. Like this. Yo, Quavo's thinking this shit's sweet. Like this is a rap beef. No, bro, if you see Chris Brown, like it's prepare yourself.
Right.
He's swinging on you.
That's hilarious.
Yo, when he said when Takeoff died, we all wished it
was you. Yeah,
I was like,
this nigga's out for blood.
Yeah, we need someone to step in.
Where's Jay Prince when you need this nigga?
We need Jay Prince. We need Al Sharpton. Right. Fucking Obama. Like, yo, we need
somebody to just step in and fucking separate the shit.
First of all, it's like, yo, is this all really over a woman? Like,
that's what I'm confused about. Like, is it really because of was it Crucial? Yeah. Like, is it really because of her?
Yo, and then Chris Brown saying he fucked Sweetie while they were
together.
That was a bar too.
Sweetie does seem like the type though.
Yo, Sweetie.
It would be the type. It would be the type.
Yeah, that's fucked up of her.
I mean, we don't know. This is speculation, but like, I don't think Chris Brown would be a liar.
I don't
though.
think you're gonna lie about that.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, what up?
Sweetie been real quiet lately, and she been real quiet. She ain't even come out. Did she come out and give a response or nothing?
She did. She did drop something where she's like, "I got to change the lyrics to my song coming out." So I think she's probably gonna address this on her next whatever she drops. Next, I think it's gonna get addressed. I think it's a song named Nani or something like that. Or
okay.
So we'll see what Sweetie's response to this is.
All right, but like I said,
Chris Brown came out. He's not throwing jabs. This guy came out shooting
haymakers.
Shooting.
He clapping. Shooting. This nigga came out shooting at niggas. That's fucking hilarious.
Yo, but some people are questioning. Yo, is this hate as real? Because you saw that video of Chris Brown and Quavo sitting at that fashion show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yo, do you think you could sit next to someone that you really fucking hate for like a price?
Not for a price, but I have been in situations where I really couldn't stand somebody and I had to like be there because, you know, either we worked together or, you know, I didn't want to like fuck up the environment. You know, like, but I could put my pride to the side for it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because
I would not be happy though. My blood would be boiling.
Chris Brown said he got paid to do to be at that show, so he didn't want to mess the bag up.
Right.
I mean, some people are saying, yo, if you hate someone, the money's not even worth it.
I did see another podcast speak on Chris Brown could have told them to move Quavo.
Yeah.
From like to move his seat, but like I don't even know if that's a possibility.
Oh, I think that was the Rory and Mall podcast.
Probably.
But they were saying like, yo, who's bigger, Quavo or
Chris Brown? Right.
And
some people they were saying Quavo is fucking bigger.
They're out their fucking mind.
The Migos are bigger than fucking Chris Brown.
When the Migos were together and thriving, they were comparable to Chris Brown. I think that was you could have went either way.
Wow.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest rap groups in rap history.
Okay.
As a group, when they were popping, they could.
Okay.
Yo, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right, y'all let me know.
You say I make some wild takes. That's a take.
At the height of the Migos' career, were they comparable to Chris Brown in fame? Y'all let us know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think they were comparable. I think separately, they're not touching Chris Brown.
You know, it's funny because after the episode, we usually sit back and be like, "That's a clip. That's a fucking clip." I'm really interested to see what people got to say about that take because I don't think I could agree with that, bro.
Okay.
I think Chris Brown has always.
I think you forget how big the Migos were, man.
Nah, I think the Migos obviously they have their influence as well, but I think Chris Brown has been Chris Brown for so long. He's kind of just like solidified in being like one of the greatest. I think he's kind of ascended to like where people are comparing him to like Usher, and I feel like for you to be in the same space in the category as Usher, you got to be like you're kind of like legendary at that point. And I don't think the
Migos are legendary.
I don't think the Migos are quite legendary. I
as
think
a rap group, they're legendary. What's a bigger rap group than the Migos?
No, I would say that the Migos are pretty. It's a big rap group. I'm not discrediting your argument, but I'm saying in terms of them having more pull or equal pull as Chris Brown, I just can't see that personally.
I'm not saying one was bigger than the other. I just think they're comparable at one point. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
So you still think Chris Brown was more famous than the Migos
absolutely
at all
by
time?
By far. Yeah, I think like Chris Brown has been light years ahead of them for a very long time.
I mean, but all right. But like I said, separately, Quavo was almost a nobody to Chris Brown.
You think Offset took that place?
You know what's funny? you know, when the Migos were popping, Quavo was number. So I didn't, that's the one thing I thought Chris Brown capped about on his diss is he's saying like you weren't like the number one out the Migos. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, Quavo was.
It was Quavo, Offset, Takeoff. That was
Takeoff never really. God rest the dead. You know,
but his personality just was never out there.
Right.
You know, Offset always had the shit going on with Cardi B, which made him relevant.
And he was also the hothead too. So he was in like he had a couple run-ins with the police and shit like that too. So
Takeoff was just too chill. You know, that was and he wasn't out rapping everyone like that made him shine. And Quavo when he's doing features at that time were bangers. Like
hits.
Yeah.
Bro,
like
hits,
anything Quavo had like I think a 4-year run where anything he touched, he had like a Fetty Wap run where anything he touched was like, oh, this is fucking fire.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think he definitely was like the head honcho for a reason, you know? Like,
so I thought that Chris Brown was capping.
Right.
Like, that was bullshit.
So now that you think that they're separated, do you think Offset takes that?
So Offset and Quavo both dropped albums last year. I listened to both. Offset fucking was amazing. It was one of the best rap albums of to me last year.
Right.
Offset, great song, great album. Quavo's album was mid. It was mid as fuck. Came and went. Didn't really get talked about. But Offset, I think Offset just took the lead.
Okay.
As far as like who's
better between
more relevant rap wise out of the two.
Do you think that Quavo could win this beef without Offset?
No, I don't think all three of them could win this beef.
Really?
Like if they were still alive. Yeah, they're just not that type of rappers. I mean, who the fuck knew Chris Brown was this type of rapper?
I think Offset got enough. Like, I don't know if he's lyrical enough for it, but yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
Oh, Chris Brown drops like straight bars.
Yeah. I couldn't even finish that sentence.
Yeah,
I think it's an L. I think it's an L, bro. Yeah, it's an L, bro.
I think Quavo, take your L. No one expected you to win this.
Right.
Just
take your L. Just keep it pushing.
I would avoid events where Chris Brown's at.
Yeah.
Because that Chris Brown's like fucking like multi super talent. So I know he could fight.
Bro,
nothing about Chris Brown.
He would have to shoot this nigga. He would have to shoot him.
Quavo's got to. I mean, please don't.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. We're not condoning
it.
Gun violence at all.
But I think Chris Brown is multi-talented, and he's also a fucking nut job. Like I feel like he's fucking like he got a loose screw.
Bro, you don't fight people that do backflips on the regular. That's just not.
Them niggas is too athletic.
It's not a good move.
They too athletic.
Yeah, that's just exactly. Quavo is a chill fly guy.
Right.
He don't fight. That's not what he does.
Yeah.
Chris Brown fight. Chris Brown is the darkest light skinned nigga I've ever met.
Facts, nigga. That nigga.
Nothing about Chris Brown gives light skin.
Bro,
energy.
that nigga got an inside Wesley Snipes inside of him, bro. Like this nigga is dark skinned. Bro, Chris Brown is a fucking nutcase, bro.
Yeah.
Like I feel like at one point I'm looking at him fucking up, and I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? You're throwing rocks at your mom, like you're fucking busting out people's windows, fucking up people, bro. I think jail has humbled him a lot since he got out, and to the point where he's kind of just like relaxed and chilled out.
Chris Brown?
Yeah.
He didn't go to jail.
Yeah, he went to jail for a little bit.
He did time?
I think he did a couple months.
We got to Google this shit.
Bro, I swear.
Google it. Chris Brown went
to prison. He went to prison a couple months, and then he came out fat.
I don't remember. I missed this.
Really?
Chris Brown went to prison.
Yeah, a couple years ago. I can't believe you.
This sounds made up. Sounds real made up.
Yeah, in 2014, he was sentenced to 130 days in jail.
But he did 130 days. That's a big difference. Getting sentenced.
I remember he went to jail and then he came out fat. And a news article specifically, TMZ covered it. He was on the beach and he was like, he had gained weight, and they thought he kind of like lost himself.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, we'll look more into it.
We'll look more into it. I'll put up the news article if I can find it.
Sentence and doing it is always two different things.
I think he did do it. Like he actually, the judge orders Chris Brown to remain in jail. Like, and this was dropped 2014. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
You're not convinced.
Because you can still be in jail, like, but not like I'm thinking like when you go to actually do time, you go to prison. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do like time,
yeah.
They can hold you over, I guess, in a county jail for a little while.
I think he actually went to jail. I remember him coming out, and I remember his first picture of him being out. He's like in some shorts, and he has like his gut out, and he had gained weight, and he ended up. I think he talked about it too after that, but then people thought he was back on drugs because he got super skinny after. You know.
How are you not gonna be skinny if you do fucking 60 backflips?
Right.
Like,
I don't know. He put on that jail weight and then he fucking lost it. So,
But yeah, I think.
Quavo just sit this one out.
I mean, you lost. Like you lost already. Like don't rap again about Chris Brown.
Don't even talk about him. Just kind of keep it pushing.
Don't fuck with his bitches either. Like leave his bitches alone.
Right.
Yeah, that's one thing Chris Brown don't play about. Is his bitches.
Yeah, this nigga will go up to bat for them motherfuckers.
Exactly.
I think he's beef with Drake was because of Rihanna.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
begging for Karrueche on a track, put her name out there, and then now you're gonna go fucking date her?
I mean, which is the reason he doesn't fuck with Quavo is because
Karrueche.
he fuck Karrueche.
Right.
Yeah, man, these women. I mean, it's not even these women, bro. Just like she just let it go. Like, don't lose your life and don't start no shit because a woman broke your heart. After you broke your own heart because you fucking cheated.
Yeah, you cheated on her. I mean,
live with it.
Damn.
Yeah. But I think that's all the rap shit we got going on. What else is going on? Oh, the Juice Man passed away.
OJ the Juice?
OJ the Juice.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I didn't even know he passed away until I was in the car and someone mentioned it to me. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know he died. And I think it was like a day later or something like that.
All right. You know what I wish he would have done? Maybe he did it and it's just not coming out. Like, I wish he would just do a video.
Explaining the story?
That's in his save or something. And his was like, all right, I did it.
Right.
Like, we all know.
It was me.
Yeah, like, I mean, come on. It was so obvious.
I mean, maybe it wasn't him, you know? Maybe it really wasn't him, and that's why he never came out to say anything about it. He went on Full Send podcast, and
I remember
they told him specifically not to ask about it, and they did it anyways, you know? So, I don't know, you know?
Yeah, you know, I watched another like interview the guy, the host, the Full Send podcast. And they're like, yo, what made you do it? It's like, yo, how could you have OJ on your podcast and not ask about it?
Do you think you would have asked?
You got to ask.
Do you think you would have?
Oh, yeah.
You think so? If he came up here and specifically said, do not talk about it. That's a tough one, bro.
I'm going to hint at it strongly.
I think the difference between like us and them is that they're kind of like established. So whether OJ,
At this point in our podcast career, like, of course, I'm not gonna say shit. If you want me to say it,
I'm not saying
that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, master. Yeah. You got it.
You tell us to talk about.
Right.
Give us the script.
But it's like, then again, it's like, could we maybe us as podcasters, we need to do a better job at like, you know, kind of just pulling these things out, because at the end of the day, think about it. If we were the first ones to cover OJ, like, being uncomfortable about some shit like that,
yeah,
that would have created some news for us, you know? I don't know.
I remember I was talking about that shit at my job the other day. And like, I remember some older white lady fucking pissed.
Really?
She's like, yeah, he did it. I'm like, we don't know.
They said he didn't.
I mean, he wasn't found guilty.
Right.
Yo, that white people take that OJ thing as a big loss for them.
Right.
Yeah, they were like, damn, that's one that got away.
We're
very upset about that.
Right.
Shit.
We needed that one.
He killed one of our own, and we let him go.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know if he did it. I honestly haven't really looked into much of the case. Obviously, that had happened before.
Yeah.
I think maybe before I was born, or maybe like around the time I was born. So like, I didn't really like look into the case too much. But to hear that he died, I was kind of like taken back a bit. You know, I was like, damn, he's kind of like one of those like legends that like you just has always been alive kind of thing. You know, so
yeah,
I think that was kind of the most important. That was the reason why I like was taken back by it. But
I know what you mean. Sometimes it's like, yo, when people like celebrities die, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really care that you're alive, but now I feel this emotion I can't explain.
Exactly. Like, I think the guy from Lethal Weapon, he's got like dementia right now too, or something shit like that.
Oh, you're not talking. It's not Lethal Weapon. Die Tomorrow or something like that.
Die Hard or something.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah. To Phil Frank, like to see these people like deteriorate.
We look at celebrities or really rich people, like they're untouchable.
Yeah.
And nothing can affect them.
Right.
So it's like for Bruce Willis to get dementia out of nowhere. It's like, wait, what? Like, aren't you rich enough to get this handled?
Exactly my point. You know who fucked it up for us? I think it was the lady from the Golden Girls. Like
Betty White.
Yeah, she's been fucking living for forever.
She's been 130 years old forever. Like
that's my point. You feel me? So I think she fucked up our perception of like celebrities, because it's like if she's still running, then everyone else do. Like they just should
be good.
They got a secret potion.
There's always those things that they keep like stealing other people's hearts and shit.
Right.
Like implanting on them.
You got Magic Johnson walking around with fucking HIV and shit. Like I just think that they just have different access to like medical centers to keep them alive. So like when they die, it's like damn.
I think this is like facts.
Right. You know, I don't know. So RIP to OJ.
Yeah, man. I think that's everything going on. So what's up with you, bro? How you been?
I've been good, man. I've had a crazy experience lately.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's kind of like, I don't know. So we're cool and we're friends, and I don't think you've ever hidden anything from me. And I got a confession.
I knew you were gay. Yo. I fucking knew it. Yo.
Damn, it's out, bro. It's out.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you. Bro. Am I the first one you come out to?
Yeah. It's Gen TV exclusive. I'm nah. So yeah, I don't really hide things from. Nah, that's not it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why you would anticipate that being it, but
that was a joke.
False alarm.
I didn't mean it. Hey, but if you ever want to come out, man, I'm here for it.
On this podcast, right? Oh, on an open podcast. Nah, but yeah, I hit something from me for like the past month, and then, you know, it was funny. I've been itching to like tell you too, but okay. I kind of wanted to see how things played out, and I've been playing with the idea for like the past couple of weeks about like how do I want to like bring it to your attention for us to like talk about it. But
yeah, I'm like getting nervous.
Huh?
I'm getting like nervous.
No, it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. I'm making it bigger than what it actually is, you know. But I want your actual organic reaction, and I think that I think the conversation surrounding it, I kind of want it to be like a real conversation.
All right.
So I've been I'm gonna leave names out, but my ex hit me up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Like the ex.
The ex.
She hit you up first.
Yeah, randomly.
Okay.
Yeah, randomly.
It's been like what, a year or something?
A year and some change.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
A year and some change, and it was not gonna lie to you, bro. It was a roller coaster of fucking emotions. You know, full transparency.
Yeah, I remember. Not to take away from you.
Yeah.
I remember, like after like me and my high school sweetheart broke up, I had like this period of time, you know, like where you're getting over like when you know your first love or what you think is your first love time. And I remember like probably like a year or something like went by and she hit me up too, and like I remember like when you see that fucking name, you're like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, you kind of almost get like nauseous.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's exactly what happened.
Like,
yo, literally,
because you don't know what business you have hitting me up.
That's bro, literally the exact.
Because you don't know what you're gonna find in the text when you open it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So what, like,
literally, that's exact. You took the words out of my fucking mouth. So I was working, right, and
like you just ruined my day.
Right. No, so like I saw the name came across, and I'm like, whoa, like what the fuck?
All right. So what did she say?
So she hit me up and she said, "Hey," or something like that, right?
Okay.
And I'm like,
nothing like crazy deep.
Yeah, I think it was like kind of just like or can I gotta ask you a question or something like that.
Okay.
Right? Something where it's like nothing too alarming. So I'm like, damn. And I literally took a minute to like reply back because like all these thoughts are going through my head. Like,
was there ever a point where you thought like I'm not even gonna reply at all?
Yeah. So that's one of the thoughts that came to my head where it's kind of like I typically whenever like I kind of break things off with an ex, I just kind of go cold turkey. You know, I don't communicate with them if they hit me up. I kind of just like ignore the text message and stuff.
Which I think is the best thing to do.
Right. Yeah. Because like I think the borders could get murky and then resolutions never really happen, you know? So when she hit me up.
And you just reopen
old wounds. Yeah, you know, exactly my point.
Nothing good really comes out of it.
Right.
I don't know what happened with you guys, but typically you're not going to get a positive outcome.
Nah, for sure. So I was like kind of just, just kind of going through it and kind of going through the emotions like when she had texted me like, do I want to reply? Do I not want to reply? What am I going to say? Like, what is the reason behind this? You know, all of these things. Because as you know, like this breakup has been like kind of like one of the. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey. You feel me?
It's like your first adult relationship.
Yeah. It's been a journey in terms of like, you know, actually breaking up, healing from the breakup, all of this other stuff, kind of finding out things about myself after. So long story short, I ended up replying and like the conversation is flowing, right? So we're texting, communication is going like back and forth. Like it seems like she's really excited about like, not excited, but like interested in holding the conversation. I'm flowing with the conversation. It's like, there's no drop offs. It's kind of like, we literally just like.
Did you ask her what made you hit you up?
So she asked me for the name of a restaurant that we had went to at one point in time. So in my mind, I'm like,
you about to go on a date?
You're not going to a restaurant with another nigga. Fuck out of here with this shit.
That's an unwritten rule right there. If we're dating and I take you to a restaurant, you can't take another man to that restaurant.
To my restaurant.
That restaurant's off limits for you. That's my restaurant.
You got to go make new experiences with this
somewhere
nigga.
else.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Like,
you go there
by yourself,
maybe a friend or family.
right? But not you can't take another nigga to my spot. Like
that's real fucked up. That's cold hearted shit.
This is why people gatekeep restaurants because there's no fucking respect anymore, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, yo, fuck that. Like I'm not about to tell you this, but I'm like, let me just be the bigger person here. Let me not read too much into it. So.
And first of all, being the bigger person is a very overrated experience. Let me tell you that.
Okay.
It's not that you usually don't get like the gratification that you think you're gonna get from being the bigger person. It's usually not worth it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I typically tend to be the bigger person, not so much for them, but just for myself. You know, like it's not because like I want to appease them, but it's just like, you know what, like I'm above this. You know, here's the name of the restaurant. Okay. So I gave you the name of the restaurant. You know, we were talking about just kind of just catching up and talking about like how things were, like the dates we used to go on. You know, the experiences we used to have, and it's like kind of reminiscing. You know.
Okay.
So, bro, like I told you, it's like I went from. It's so weird, like how the fucking heart and like emotions work, right? So you go from a place of like animosity and hate, and then you're presented with this opportunity, and it's like a light switch where it like clicked off, and it's like all of that animosity and hate got like pushed to the back, right? And it's like, because when you get hit up by an ex, especially one that you love, right after a long time of not speaking to them, your first thoughts isn't the hurt that they gave you or that you went through, right? Yeah. It's all the good things. Absolutely, yeah.
All the positive and all the good feelings that you felt, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you get blinded by all that shit, and you don't remember, like, wait, this person put me through some of the hardest times in my life,
right?
But
and that's exactly what kind of happened, you know. Like I kind of put all of that stuff on a back burner, and was more so focused on like, damn, like I just thought like it would have never happened. I know I'm prideful. I know she's prideful. So like, for this to ever be the case right now where we're communicating again, I don't want to waste it, you know? Like I kind of want to be the bigger person again and kind of put my issues to the side to where, okay, let's move forward to see where this thing goes. So, you know, we're texting back and forth, things are flowing, like, you know, conversations is flowing organically. And then funny enough, after each text message that she sends to me, I'm like, oh, this is where it ends, you know, like this is where the communication dies off, and then it's like boom, like another one, like it's just constantly going. So the night ends, end up waking up the next day. We're still texting back and forth the next day, right? And then I'm like, yo, I gotta seal the opportunity, like to like see her in person, right? So I hit her up. I'm like, yo, you know,
let's go to this restaurant.
Huh?
Let's go to this restaurant.
Nah, yeah, something like that. I was like, yo, like I have some new restaurants that I wanted to try. So we were talking about that during the conversation, and then when I woke up, I was like, you know what, like, maybe we should catch up like over drinks or something, so that way we can, and I'll bring you to like one of these new restaurants that I was telling you about. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, like, is she gonna say yes? Like, what's gonna go on with this situation? Like, it's probably gonna have to be like next week. She said, okay, I'll be free after 2:00, and I'm like, whoa, like, so not only I was not mentally prepared to have this conversation now, like I'm thinking like I got a couple days, maybe tomorrow to like sit down and have this conversation with you, but it's today, like the time is now kind of situation. So I ended up like locking in, and you know, we ended up like taking her out to eat, and we sat there and talked.
You picked her up?
Yeah, so I picked her up.
How
and
was
everything.
that? Like her getting in the car and all that shit?
It was different, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it was not initially. I would say it was kind of like one of those things where like you're kind of placed in a box with the person, and you're kind of just like sitting there stiff because you don't know like what is the next move. But like I just try to break it up, you know. So I was like playing music and like talking to her and stuff to kind of like break up like the awkwardness and like make her feel a little bit more comfortable. So I think like the entire car right there, we were just like chopping it up, talking about like, you know, like how we've been, you know, like the things that we've been through so far. And then like we get to the restaurant, and bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, like the I guess the awakening that I had like in that moment about like how fucked up of an individual I was like while I was in a relationship with her. So it
like
was
you were a bad boyfriend,
just a bad human, you know. Like I think that it was a lot
like
of
treated
like,
her bad.
Yeah, essentially, like there was a lot of, I feel like
it just hit you like
bro, like a fucking like ton of bricks, bro. Like, so we're sitting there having a conversation, right? And we're chopping it up about like, you know, how things were after breakup, you know, like just experiences with like different people, and kind of like where we are right now, right? And then we started to get into like the actual breakup, and then like the things that led up to the breakup, right? So we're having a conversation, and like she's bringing up like, you know, like, yeah, I remember you doing this, and like this is how that made me feel. And she was like, yeah, you also did this. And I was like, damn, like I did, like, did I do that? And she was like, yeah, like you
What was
did.
the most fucked up shit you think you did?
We gotta have a conversation about that like off camera.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta have a conversation about that off camera. But one of the things that like, it was like really, it's like something that you, some things that were said and some things that I have done in that relationship, I was like completely doing it from a place of like
Hurt.
I guess you could say that. You know, it's like one of those things where like I'm so angry at you for your actions that I'm gonna kind of like not give a fuck and not look at you as like another human, you know?
Yo, that's so that's how I'm in a relationship. So what I do, one of my worst traits is if you do something that hurts me,
Right.
I typically don't even get mad, or I won't express how mad I am.
Right.
I'm like, I'm petty.
Yeah.
So what I would do is,
Same
okay,
here, yeah.
you did this to hurt me. You did this without even considering
Your feelings.
how my feelings or
Yeah.
how I would react to this, and you thought it was fine.
Right.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this to you on purpose.
Right.
And then when you get upset, I'm gonna gaslight the fuck out of you.
Okay.
And I know it's a bad trait that I
Right.
do that, but I gotta tell you, I don't ever feel bad for doing it because at the end of the day, I'm so sick of people when it comes to me not considering my feelings.
Right.
So when they do certain shit that, like, you know, is disrespectful to me, I'm talking about most likely
Your relationship
relationships,
wise, right?
I can't wait to fucking do it to you because, you know, you didn't consider me at all when you did this.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, if you cared about me, you should have thought about like, oh, this is a fucked up thing to do.
Right.
So I actually got one planned.
Really? This guy.
I've been waiting.
You've been brewing it. You have a master plan waiting.
I've been waiting in a year
to get your lick back. Okay.
So I got done dirty last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get too much into details, and I can't fucking wait to get my get back.
Right.
Yeah. So
you know, so here's the thing, right? I operated from the same place that you did, right?
Mhm.
During that entire relationship. And you know, one of the things that like, I guess I don't even think me and you have had conversations outside of this. So like, you know, initially when I broke up with her, like I'm like, yo, thank God I'm out of this fucking relationship. And I was like excited, you know, I'm like, damn, like, you know, I was locked down for so long and that shit just kind of just went to shit. So I'm gonna be out here just doing whatever the fuck, you feel me? And kind of just went through that space, and then I realized, like I said, I disclosed on the other podcast that like it was not fulfilling, you know. And it got to a space of like I got to a place of me just being like, you know, like all of these encounters, all of these like women that's coming in and out of my life just really mean nothing. So then I took that period of to just kind of just be to myself, by myself, to kind of figure out like, okay, what could I have done better in that relationship? You know, honestly, but that didn't even happen until like maybe a year after, because like I was so focused on what the other person did wrong during that relationship that I was like, okay, I'm going to have my non-negotiables for my future relationships, right?
Okay.
And I think one thing that a lot of people lack is that when they break up, they jump from like relationship to relationship and don't self-reflect
Without working
enough.
on yourself,
right?
Yeah,
You know,
then you're just gonna make the same mistakes in this old relationship.
Exactly my point. You know, and you just bring like compound the baggage into the next relationship. So it's like you bring relationship 1 into relationship 2,
then you have a kid,
and then you bring relationship 1 and 2 into the relationship 3, and it just keeps going on. You feel me? And another time and time again, people don't take time to just chill the fuck out, see where they went wrong,
and mature,
right? And then not to make sure that they don't expect that the next partner heals them and caters to their triggers, you know. And one of the things, so like I said initially, like I got out of it, think I was going through my healing process and was like, okay, this is where they went wrong, and I was pointing the finger at her. But I think like true healing really begins when you stop pointing the finger at another person and you really start pointing it at yourself, and you start looking within yourself. So I got to the place of like, what could I have done better, you know? And a lot of the times, I realized, I was very neglectful in the relationship in terms of like, not being attentive enough. Like I was so focused with like work being my main priority, me working a shit ton of hours and being exhausted at work. And that when I come home, I expect an understanding that I'm not supposed to like be bothered in this moment right now, to just let me just chill and like get myself together and then immediately going to sleep. And I was like, like these are areas where I could have improved, just to name a couple, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I want to say like 2 months to like her actually 2 months prior to, maybe I wouldn't say like January. So like maybe about like January, I started getting to like a deeper dive into like why I was doing the things that I was doing. So for
Just
her to,
during the relationship or after?
no, this is after
Okay.
relationship. So 2 months ago from now, like
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
2 months ago from now, I got into a deeper dive into like why I was doing the things that I was doing. And for her to hit me up, it was like, okay, like I'd done all of this like this healing and like all of this self-reflection, that like I think I'm in a right space for this opportunity to kind of come back up, right? So to sit across from her and to hear like, how much of a dick I was, like the actions that the conversations that I had with her, the way I respond to her, it was like, damn, like, it kind of hit me, because I think for that moment was the first time like I was able to actually see like the things that I've done, because I wasn't coming from a place of like anger and like, okay, you did this to me and it caused me to do this to you kind of thing. It was just like me just kind of just like taking it all in, you feel me? And it was like, it fucked me up, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I was sitting there and I'm just listening and I'm like, damn, like this is like really fucked up, you feel me? Like really fucked up actions. I know if I had done this thing in a relationship, then I would have been, or if I was receiving this in a relationship, I would have been like, yo, I gotta go. You feel me? Like I can't stick around for it. But and don't get me wrong, like I'd still stand on the actions that the other person played that led me to these things. However, I think that, at some point you can't really blame another person for the actions that you cause in a relationship,
Yo, but thing is, yeah, because it's easy to blame someone else on a relationship, but honestly, if they're that bad, you shouldn't stick around and just become a shitty person. You should just leave.
Right.
Instead of just becoming a shitty person, because now it's just two shitty people in a relationship and no one's winning.
But that's what a lot of times we do,
Yeah.
we stick around in a relationship and we just make each other's lives miserable, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're upset at me for doing this thing and I'm upset at you for doing this thing, and I'm just going to stick around because I don't want to lose you. I still have this attachment to you, but I'm going to constantly pick at this thing that you do,
Yeah.
and you're going to constantly bitch at this thing that I do, you feel me? So yeah, I think that people need to like know when it's time to like wrap it up, you feel me? And I feel like even for me and my issues with this other person, I feel like there were plenty of times where I should have called it quits and I decided to stick around. But what do? We stay and we make those wounds bigger and bigger and bigger until they end up fucking gushing, you feel me? So we ended up like having a conversation about like I said, all of the stuff that I had done wrong, and we decided to kind of just like work on things, kind of work on things to see where things go between us and see if we could possibly get back into a place of like being together, right? So
you guys would you say you guys are dating?
I wouldn't kind of classify it as that. I would say just kind of like relearning each other, essentially, like before we officially like dated, you feel me? Like so over the past month, we've been communicating every day, just talking every day, but one thing that constantly would come up was the hurt and the pain from the relationship, and my actions in the relationship. And it would come up in a way where it would definitely trigger me, it would definitely be like, it would get to me to the point where I would just be like, damn, like we're talking about this again kind of thing. It's like, okay, like, yes, I acknowledge that I was a fucked up person and I wanted to.
Yeah, but is she taking the accountability for the shit she's done? Like, you guys bringing that up?
But here's the thing. I purposely had not brought it up because like I wanted to more so focus on where we are now and pushing forward than to be reliving in the past, So I didn't want, I think that that stuff would have came up organically at some point in time, but I just think like right now wasn't the main time for that conversation to happen.
Okay.
So I wanted to like, just take a step back. Let's work towards this new chapter, and then we could handle all of the other stuff at another point, So long story short, we ended up like, talking over the month, and this conversation would just come up consistently about the things that I've done wrong, and in a way that where it wouldn't be an actual conversation. It would be more so like just like jokes and banter and stuff like that going back and forth. So At some point, like I said, I just started getting annoyed and irritated, and I brought it to her attention like multiple times, and not multiple times, but I would like, say like, damn, did you bring me back to just like constantly like to keep talking about this, or
Yeah.
like whatever. So eventually it got to the point to where I started to pull away, right? Because I realized, like I said, I realized that I had fucked up, but it's like kind of one of those things where in my mind I'm like, damn, like here I am thinking about our future together, whereas for you, you're constantly focused on the person that I was in the past. Like I'm willing to kind of accept you for who you are, and you're not willing to do the same for me. Secondly, I'm thinking about if we were to get back together, is this going to be a constant behavior in the relationship to where I'm going to be continuously, I guess, proving myself in a relationship and continuously pick that because of these actions, and it didn't sit right with me, and I feel like a lot of times I can be pretty blunt and aggressive in my approach to things. So I was trying to figure out a way to like how to bring this up in a conversation to where it doesn't seem like I'm saying like, okay, fuck you, get over it kind of thing. And couldn't figure it out, right? So I naturally, which is another bad trait of mine, I tend to withdraw. You feel me? So start becoming a little bit more distant, start texting as frequently. And surely enough, the energy was felt to the point where I was like, yo, this just isn't gonna work. You feel me? Like there's just no way for us to, I think the place that we're in just in two different spaces right now, like for us to even push forward. And the energy was felt to the point where the conversation was had, like on her part, she brought up the conversation and said like, hey, I think this is a decision that we should make to where we shouldn't be, moving forward. I think it may be best that we just stay as friends. And I'm like, I can't even be mad at you for this. I feel like it's like something to where honestly, I didn't even have enough balls to bring up and say, like I was kind of pussyfooting around it. Like, how do you even have a conversation with somebody to even say that,
It's
you're too hurt for me.
It's like a pre-breakup.
Right. It's like, you're too hurt right now and you should get over it. And it's like, I didn't think it was an appropriate thing to say to somebody, especially after realizing the things that I've realized over the past year to where I want to be a little bit more considerate of like another person's feelings, especially when we're emotionally invested into each other, so she brought it up and I was like, like I can't even be mad at you for it. Like I completely agree with you. I think this is the best decision for us. But then one thing that like I ended up talking to Carlos about it again, right? And he actually sent me these videos of like, I guess learning like your traumas. I forgot what it's called. Like it's called considered like you have like a certain type of attachment to like the partner that you're with, right? And it's kind of like learning your trauma bonds. And I ended up like watching these videos, and it's almost like this lady was like had a bird's eye view on my relationship and was like speaking about like the actions that I conducted in this relationship.
Are similar in some way or form.
Possibly, right? But I don't know. For maybe I read too deep into it. But for me, like I was looking into it, and I'm like, damn, like this is like hitting like pretty close to home. Like I remember doing that, and I remember having those conversations and all of that, and I felt like, what if anything, like I feel like this kind of just opened up my mind into being able to kind of just do a deeper dive into the things that kind of make me tick,
Okay.
Like even in terms of relationship, because a lot of my relationships previously to her had been terminated on my part, because I feel like I just have no tolerance for like certain things, and I think that this experience has kind of taught me a little bit to be a little bit more patient and have a little bit more understanding. Not only that, but then also realizing that there are certain triggers that I have that allow me to like do those actions, where I feel like I have to get back, to feel like where I have to make the person feel as bad as I do, to where I disregard another person's emotions and just be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna do this action. And it's like, it's like me being the age that I am, you would think that this would have happened a long time ago, but like for me to kind of hit that place now, it's like, damn, is this too late?
Nah, man. I don't think it's ever too late for anything. I think it's just the right time for you.
Possibly. Possibly, you know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can get in a relationship when you're 55, and that could be last for the rest of your life.
Right.
Some people do that shit when they're 21. Some people do it when they're 33. You know, you never know when your time is gonna come up.
You know, I guess my biggest thing is like I've always looked back at I've always been really good at like self-reflecting over the years, and
So you thought,
huh?
So you thought.
So I thought, all right. And I guess one of my things is like I've been very adamant about like doing this because I just never wanted to be like that toxic 50-year-old that's like pouring into my kids like the same behaviors that I have, you know, and just constantly creating that same cycle. And it's like, you know, you could really think that like, because I've been through this period before where like I took a time off by myself to kind of just figure out myself. Actually, right before I had met this last person.
Yeah, but you're constantly growing. Like you can't think like that. You can't think, all right, I've grown enough. I've really got.
But I did.
I really got it figured out. Like I'm a perfect human being.
I did. You know, I hit that place of like, okay, like I figured out my issues and I think I'm ready. And then I met this person, and then it's like completely
new issues
or overhauled. No, not even new issues. Overhauled previous issues. Okay. You feel me? And or overturned previous issues that I didn't even know was fucking there. And then it's like it really took that situation being ending to get to a place of me realizing that okay, I still got a lot of fucking work to do. You feel me? Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I felt like, you know, I wanted to talk about this on a podcast because I battled with it over the past few weeks. You know, not only how am I gonna like, because you've been asking about this situation. You know, like you guys still haven't talked or whatever, and I was like,
no, I've asked occasionally.
You've asked.
Don't make it seem like I'm thirsty. What's going on? No.
Right.
I brought it up.
Right. A couple times, right?
Maybe 2-3 times in a fucking year and a half.
Possibly. Okay. I think multiply that by 2 or 3.
Let's just settle it.
Multiply that by 2 or 3.
Here's the thing. He does things so I can bring it up, so he has a reason to talk about it. Right? He baits me.
I bait you into asking me the question. We'll go with that.
I miss my ex so much. Okay,
we'll go with that.
You guys talk it? No.
That's what I said. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, we'll just leave that.
Let's get this fact
We'll
straight.
just leave that. You're doing that thing again, right? You're being petty again.
No, that thing where I told the truth. Oh,
right, right. Nah, but you've asked your 2 to 3, maybe my 8 or 9 to my 8 or 9. You know, so I think, and I was not only thinking about like you know, how I'm gonna let you know like this is happening, but because one, I didn't want to jinx things, and 2, I was just like I kind of wanted to see how things played out, but I was like, you know, I think that I don't know. I feel like I'm not the only one that's kind of like going through something like this. You feel me? And it's like, hopefully that this conversation will probe people to kind of do a little bit more self-reflection into like.
Hopefully it reaches the right ears.
Yeah, it reaches into themselves, you know? Like.
It's like done.
Yeah, it's pretty much right now. I think I'm pretty much just pulled back. You feel me? I pulled back from the situation.
Yeah, that's a mature decision, man. Instead of just going through the same toxicity, you know what I mean?
Because one of the things that like I said before I broke up to her and after I broken up is that I feel like we would, in order for us to get back together, it would have to be like a lot of growth on both of our parts, you know, and kind of put that away because of this situation. And I guess in excitement for this situation, I kind of put that to the back burner. And I feel like, you know, we both still have some decent growth to go.
That's good self-awareness to know that you haven't grown enough to try again. Which I've said this multiple times. I think so many people lack self-awareness.
Right.
That's I'm happy for you. I love that. I love that for you.
Right. Can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not right now.
I'm being dead ass. Right. Bro, I one of my biggest pet peeves of human beings is people without self-awareness. Like, you ever met someone that has like zero self-awareness? Yeah. They have no, like, they don't know what the fuck's going on. They just they never see themselves as
just flowing through life.
Yo, because I've said this before. When I'm the problem, I know I'm the problem. It's not a surprise. I'm being the problem on purpose. There's intent on me being the problem, right? Yeah. I'm never the problem and I'm unaware of it.
Right.
So, yeah. But I think that's what makes me better than most people. Is because when I'm the problem, at least I fucking know it. I'm not like clueless to be being the problem.
Yeah. But, I mean, like you said, I think that a lot of times human beings don't self-reflect, you know? Like they just kind of just maneuver through life and just constantly.
I'm perfect, they're wrong.
Right.
Let me go on.
It's the world, I got a bunch of haters and the world hates me and everything's fucked up. And it's like, no, like, you play a part in all of this shit. You feel me? And I don't know, like I said, one of my biggest fears is getting to an age to where I start having children and then passing that down to my kids, and then those kids are passing those traumas and my traumas down to their kids, and it just continues this vicious cycle. You feel me? And I never really want to do that. Am I gonna say that I'm a perfect person? I'm above anyone else? No, I'm not saying that. But like at the end of the day, it's like I just want to take the time out to at least put it my best foot forward. You know,
Yeah.
and
all you can do, yo.
I think that I don't know. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this new journey because I feel like it would. I guess my biggest issue is I've been such a dick for so long, and especially in relationships and assholes. I've been a dick and an asshole in relationships for so long because I have like this inner fear of getting played, you know. So
Yo, which I think is a result of the like the toxicity that's been so active on social media lately, especially from women.
right,
So you see all this stuff going on, and you put yourself in those shoes, and you're like, "Oh, I
you
can't
can't,
be
yeah,
there."
yeah,
So yo, what I've noticed is we tend to take on other people's hurt
yeah,
through our screens. You know, you'll watch a guy or girl get played on on Facebook or
mm-hmm.
something, right? And you take that in and you internalize it, and then that becomes part of you.
You're hurt.
You
right.
carry that hurt like it happened to you. So now you're reactive to people that haven't even hurt you
Right.
or might not even hurt you. So now you're just always in this constant defense mode, which I think is one of the biggest issues with social media. Is like we just taking on these hurts because we tend to forget that a lot of this shit is just performative. It's just act. You know, people are
Right.
just. You'll see like, I've seen this one a couple of times, right? Where like a girl's giving oral sex to another guy and her boyfriend's on the phone, right? And you're like, I can never be that guy,
right?
So now I'm gonna like you going out to the world and like talk to women like in a more aggressive way or be a dick to them because like, yo, I'm not gonna be that guy, so I can't trust anybody.
Right.
But it's like, yo, that wasn't you. That you can't take on that hurt. You have to. The craziest thing about being in a relationship, honestly, is no matter how much you've been played before, if you did, is you have to treat every person, every new person that you date with a clean slate.
And I think that's one of the issues that
part.
I have, you know, especially going into relationships. And actually, funny enough, this ex had told me the same thing. She said, like, I feel like you're making me pay the consequences for all of the stuff that anyone else has done. And it's like,
true.
It's and it is a reality. You feel me? Yeah. It's one of those things to where like I didn't even acknowledge I was doing it prior to this. You feel me? And I think a lot of times, not only to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying, sometimes I feel like we go through our own set of traumas and then we look for the internet to kind of validate our hurt and our pain as well, you know? So not only are we taking on other people's hurt, but then we're kind of just sitting there and basking in the hurt by pouring in more hurt from other people as well, surrounding that
that's why, even though we've been called, red pill content, I think that's why red pill content is so popular nowadays,
right,
especially with men, is because they see these guys talk about women in the negative light and they just take it and they just run with it and they just treat women like they're that negative. Obviously, negative women exist.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't, it's like, you can't speak in absolutes, right? Not every guy's an asshole. Not every chick's a fucking hoe. But when you see that's all you see on your social media every day, right? You start thinking like that. Oh, every chick's gonna play me. Every chick's a gold digger. Every chick's a cheater.
Because the frequency is higher. Yeah.
But that's just what you're internalizing. You're just internalizing this hurt. But you haven't experienced it yet.
You're right.
But you're gonna be reactive to it because you're gonna go accordingly. Like, okay, this is how people are. This is how they're gonna treat me.
Yeah.
So I gotta treat everyone accordingly.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's exactly where it's at. Yeah. You know, like that's exactly what it was for me. I would kind of box my emotions in, box my heart in fear of like, being played and being hurt in the same light, and I guess I have like a louder alarm for like when bullshit happens, kind of blowing bullshit like out of proportion a little bit.
Yeah.
And because like, okay, that seems like a red flag. Let me like investigate it a little bit deeper than I actually need to, So I think like I said, I think I'm actually really looking forward to like this new space because it's like I'm hoping that I could kind of let that guard down a little bit, to where I am able to, I guess, just be the best version of myself for whoever is next to come. You feel me? Mm-hmm. It's like one of those things where I realize that this is an issue and it's up to me to make the conscious choice to correct the issue or to continue the same behavior. You feel me? And I don't know. I feel like that was that's pretty much it.
Well, man, at least you got some type of resolution out of it. You know, it's been a long time since y'all talked, so at
Yeah.
least you know, like, you got it out your chest.
No, I think so. I think like I never
What's
really
that thing people want after relationship?
closure.
Closure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got.
I was gonna say that.
You got your closure.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I never was really one to believe in closure, but I think like there's kind of like more at peace about it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm more at peace about that situation for whatever reason because of this last space that we just were in.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
We'll
see where things go.
For last year.
Shut the fuck up. No one's been crying. This guy, bro. People gotta really sit here and believe the fuckery that is coming out of this guy's mouth. I called him out about him asking about asking about the situation multiple times, and he's gonna just start making up bullshit now.
Okay, guys, I'm lying. He hasn't been crying to me about this for the last
here the fuck we go,
13
bro.
months.
I'm guaranteed, bro. There's someone out there that's gonna be like, this nigga's really been crying about boo-hooing. This big ass nigga been boo-hooing about this shit. Like, get a grip.
Big boys cry too.
Right. Nah, that's crazy. I need you to fix that narrative, man. You standing on it? You're standing on it? All right, whatever. You can believe whatever you want.
All right, man.
Nah, but yeah, I guess call it crying, call it whatever you want. I think it was just healthy dialogue between two men. We're all we got.
Oh, I was gonna say 2 men. I mean, would she have a sex change?
Right. This guy wants me to be gay so badly, bro.
No, I thought you were talking about her. Like, I thought you were saying it's a healthy dialogue between 2 men. I'm like,
this guy might be projecting right now.
What did I miss?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, definitely no sex change.
Congrats, man. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think it was definitely needed for sure, man.
All right. Other than that,
we ended there.
All right. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Hopefully his story helped somebody out there going through it, because I know we've all been through heartbreaks.
Yeah.
You know, heartaches and all that shit. So hopefully that resonated with y'all. We'll see y'all next episode. Like we said in the beginning, make sure y'all drop a like, drop a comment, tell us how y'all felt about the episode, who y'all think is winning this beef. That's it. We'll see y'all next episode. Peace.